Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us. Do us a huge favor. Smash that subscribe button. It helps the channel grow. It helps us get the word out. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out also on Reddit and Discord. And don't forget, leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider.
And shout out to our show sponsor, Fahrenheit Airbrushing. Stand out on the ice, pavement, field, or in the stands with a custom airbrushed helmet, goalie mask, or any type of project. A local Manitoba business with affordable solutions. Check out Fahrenheit Airbrushing on Facebook or call them at 204 891 7431.
Oh, yeah. And don't forget to tell them that Ray and Benny sent you.
Ooh, someone got
Fell asleep there.
lost in another world. There's a
Wow.
bit of silence, and then he's like, "Oh yeah, use one word to describe the Bombers' 2026 season so far." I'll go first. Head scratcher. This whole season for me has been one continuous head scratcher. From the underperforming O line to the poor secondary to questionable coaching decisions, settling for field goals, not going for touchdowns. When you're deep in enemy territory, shying away from using Brady Oliveira, even when the engine starts warming up, watching Drew Brown not get any kind of rhythm going when it's just a head scratcher, even against bad teams. Just this whole season so far is a head scratcher.
Yeah, that's a good point. And there was a point in that game when Zach Claros, last game against Ottawa, where Claros went out. And obviously Drew Brown came in, and the majority of the ball went to Brady Oliveira, and he marched him down the field. And then Zach Claros came back in, and what did they do? They threw it twice.
Right.
And you're sitting there going, "Why? What are you doing?" And it took till later in that game for Tommy Condell to figure out, "Hey, Brady's on fire. He's feeling it.
He
You
feed him.
know, feed him the ball." And that's how they ended up winning the game. So yeah, I agree with you on that head scratcher. I'm going to go with mediocre because they're kind of in that realm of, they're beating the teams they should beat. And now the tough stretch is coming out. But even that, at that point, you're still 5-4 in those games. And that BC loss still lingers when you lost to a third string quarterback and you gave up over 300 yards of rushing. But again, it's things that you can see them kind of doing some good things, especially on defense. You're like, oh, that was a great stop, great series. And then the next series, a guy's wide open for a touchdown. And it happened, I think, twice on both Ottawa touchdowns last game where the guy was wide open in the end zone. And you're sitting here going, what happened here? Is it coaching or is it the players not understanding the plays? Is it just a breakdown? But it's happening a lot. And it's going to just get tougher for the Bombers coming up.
It's a combination of everything.
Yeah.
Honest,
And will they be able to figure it out? Because they came off their bye week and you thought, okay, maybe they've figured stuff out. They had, and you're lucky you played Ottawa coming out of it, but now you're going up against the Elks, who are having a pretty good season.
on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you believe that Michael Shea can turn this team around?
Yeah, this team as is, and in this season, I'm only at a 5. I mean, obviously, I love Michael Shea. He's done a lot for the Bombers. I'm not saying he needs to go or anything like that, but they don't have. I don't know if they don't have the pieces or they just don't have the right coaching in place. And they didn't make a change on their bye week. We saw that, and they went back into Ottawa or up against Ottawa, and the same mistakes were happening on offense, on defense, on special teams as well, giving up big returns to Pimpleton late in that second half. So yeah, I don't know. Is O'Shea's message done with the players? Are they not listening anymore? Are they tuning them out? Too many mistakes, penalties at the wrong time. What was the one drive I think for Ottawa? They kept getting penalties, the roughing a passer penalty, all that to keep the drive kind of going. And I know some bad roughing, but most of it was good calls. So yeah, I don't know what's happening, but I don't think this season as a whole will be turned around.
5. Right in the middle. I'm going to go 7. But I'm going to be frank, and this is probably me being an overbeliever and believing solely on what O'Shea has done in the past. because there's nothing I can truly see this season that says that he will turn it around. Yeah, I wish that wasn't the case. Like it feels like they might be crawling in, and I wish I had more to go on, but I'm still gonna give him credit and give him a little bump on the grade and give him a 7 that he can turn this team around.
Well, what was it? 2 seasons ago, where they started off very poorly and were like 2-6 or something like that, and ended up making a Grey Cup. But there was still they still had better pieces at that point, or else younger pieces, right? And I don't know if it is age for a lot of these guys, but I don't see them having that same kind of turnaround.
No,
Even sitting here with a better record at 5-4 than it was, a couple seasons ago at 2-6 or whatever the heck it was
didn't Strevler also have to go in?
in that season.
Yeah, early in the
Yeah,
season as well.
probably. I mean, Zach hasn't played a full season over the last few years, right? So
So, with that in mind, are the Bombers better? Don't forget, fans, leave your comments on a scale of 1 to 10. How much do you believe that Mike O'Shea can turn this team around? And don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Are the Bombers better or worse than their record? I'm going to say they are better than what their record shows. And I think this comes down to some new players, new staff, not the best play, obviously. I'm not going to say they played well. And also the Caleros injury. It was good to see Condell lean on Oliveira a little more. 19 touches is something that you want to see on the regular. Like 10 out of Oliveira's 19 touches led to a first down or a touchdown. More than half of his touches led to a first down or touchdown. So I hope Condell notices that and continues to use the team's highest paid offensive weapon, QB aside. Like,
yeah.
I think the receivers in Caleros will start getting into a rhythm again. It sucks that he was out for a while. And it was interesting on the broadcast that they mentioned that Caleros took the time to get to know his receivers on a personal level, communicate with them. So hopefully that comes to fruition in the passing game, that they're more efficient. They start scoring touchdowns. They start getting some deep balls because they are not a deep threat team at all. And I do think the defense is coming into form. The D line is starting to play a little more consistently, and that helps the secondary that has been playing well. So they're also good at stopping teams from scoring touchdowns. The Bombers are top three, I think, in regards to touchdowns scored against. So I think they're better than their record is. I think they would have been a little bit better with Caleros playing, and I think there's some adjustments and some whatever. So I'm going to say better.
I still think even with Zach in there, they probably still lose to Calgary. Maybe they beat BC because they finish off those plays in the red zone, but I still wouldn't have faith in that happening either. Um, yeah, like I said, I give O'Shea a 5, and they're probably right where they should be, but I'm going to say they're probably worse than what their record is, and I think this next stretch is probably going to show that. Uh, I mean, if they can go into Edmonton this week and beat the Elks, then okay, I would change my tune. But I wanted to change my tune after that Ottawa game, but there was nothing in there to kind of celebrate. You say the defense is doing better, but they could have a good stretch, and they had a good stretch again against Ottawa, but then they give up plays and make mistakes, and guys are wide open again, and it's just like, are they not learning? Their pass rush, their D line is probably their best part of their game right now, right? But because Ottawa also had no run game, so those guys were just pinning their ears back and going after them. I know they weren't blitzing, but those guys on that D line, they smelled some blood there, and they were going after Jake Mayer, so. I like that how they're playing. It's just other parts of it. It's just too many mistakes going on offense, on defense, special teams for me to take this team seriously right now.
Bomber fans, what do you think? Are they better or worse than their record? Put your thoughts in the comment section below. Smash the subscribe button. Which statistic concerns you most?
We talked about the red zone last time, and it still is very concerning. It's the amount of times they're in the red zone, which isn't a lot, and the amount of TDs they're getting there. So they've been in the red zone 26 times, only 13 TDs. They seem to settle. Like they're so comfortable with Sergio hitting those long field goals. What was it again in that game where they started, I think, almost in Ottawa territory? It took two plays, and all of a sudden they're kicking a field goal. And I think it was a good return by Vavel. And it's just like, come on, guys. Like, you need to punish Ottawa. You had to put Ottawa away. And they let Ottawa linger in that game. And that's the worst thing that the Bombers can do, especially lately, because, it's led to Calgary scoring late. Yes, the Bombers ended up going to win, so great. But in that sense, you're letting Ottawa just stay and then within a field goal or within a touchdown instead of killing the game. So yeah, that's concerning, is the lack of TDs, not being able to put up enough points on the board to put games away.
I'm going to double down on the red zone. It's the most concerning. Second least red zone opportunities, only ahead of Hamilton. They
Yeah.
only convert 50%, only better than Ottawa. The passing game decreases significantly at a completion rate of 57% in the red zone. Again, only better than Ottawa. Which statistic
Ottawa
is
actually
most?
has Ottawa even has a bunch more opportunities in that red zone than Winnipeg. Ottawa's offense isn't terrible, right? It's the defense for Ottawa that kills them for the most part.
Which statistic is the most encouraging? I'm going to go the boring way and say that they are still good at not getting penalized.
Yeah.
Because if they were getting penalties, they would be awful.
They just seem to take them at the wrong time. Like, there was that one drive where they kept it going for Ottawa, right? And then they cleaned it up. There wasn't very many after that, but it's just like stupid penalties compacted. And I know the one on Nichols was a terrible call. I didn't see what Nichols did there, but the roughing the passer, to me, hey, you hit him in the head, that's going to be a call kind of thing, right? So, um, you mentioned it earlier actually with Brady Oliveira, and you said 19. That statistic, giving him the ball 19 times, 11 carries, 8 receptions, 154 yards from scrimmage. Getting the ball in your best player's hands and making him make plays, which hopefully should open up the offense. If teams are now worried about Brady Oliveira, because like you said, it wasn't just runs, it was also some dumb passes, everything like that, just to get him into the game, and hopefully they continue that and they give him that 15 to 20 touches a game, and especially late in the game when you're trying to kill that game like they used to do in the past. Even with Andrew Harris, it's like, hey, now it's time for that. Someone say that you call it bully ball, someone called it Brady ball, right? Just to kind of put that game away and show that, hey, this offense is going to beat you up. So
Yeah.
hopefully that continues. I'm not holding my breath with Tommy Condell, but hopefully he gets the ball in Brady Oliver's hands more or consistently.
10 out of 19 touches resulted in a first down or a touchdown.
Yeah, it's crazy. Ottawa couldn't stop it. They had no answer at all.
Tommy Condell, lean on that. Bomber fans, what are your thoughts on the Bombers' red zone situation? Put that in the comment section. Use one word to describe the 2026 CFL season so far. Exciting. There have been some great games. Pretty much as usual, though, in the CFL. There's a tight playoff in the West. It's crazy. Everyone's in the mix except for Ottawa. All are still in the mix. QB play's been erratic, except for Davis, kind of, who's running amok. But yeah, it's been an exciting season, even as a fan of a 5-4 team.
Yeah, it has. I'm going to go with unpredictable because besides Montreal, every other team is, like you say, everybody's in the race except for Ottawa. There's still the crossover, still there. Hamilton with a big win over Saskatchewan kept
Yes.
themselves in the race. Calgary or Toronto losing badly to Edmonton, brings them back down, right? And BC's, 2 wins in a row now and a bit of a surge. Calgary, Vernon Adams is going to be back this week, right? Right now, it's like it's all up in the air, right? And I think it can go either way, right? And now these teams are going to have to play each other because Winnipeg's playing Edmonton again. They got Saskatchewan 3 times, 2 or 3 times, right? 3 times.
Winnipeg?
Yeah,
3.
right. Yeah, because then they play Calgary again, BC, like late stretch, and they play Edmonton again. I saw, so that'd be 3 against. Maybe they only got 2 against Saskatchewan this year.
Maybe.
I have the schedule up here. I'll take a look, but yeah, very unpredictable. Besides Montreal, but we'll see where the second half of the season goes.
What's the most surprising thing from the first half of the season?
To me, how bad, and I don't want to keep ripping on them, but how bad Ottawa actually is. Right? I did not, you got Ryan Dinwiddie in there. I thought they'd be actually better than Toronto. getting in the better coach of Dinwiddie than Mike Miller kind of thing in Toronto. But you're just seeing it. It's just one thing after another for Ottawa, just shooting themselves in the foot a lot, making the same mistakes. Defense, they're very porous on defense. So Dinwiddie and your buddy there, Sean Burke, right? Right?
Yeah, he's
Burke.
horrible.
Anyways, is his first name Sean?
I think so.
Getting confused with the goalie, Sean Burke. But yeah, they got a lot of work to do and to fix it up. And you know what? If it was next year with that playoff race, other team would be good. They'd already have clinched basically a playoff spot.
Ottawa
Right?
sucks. Ottawa sucks. But at the same time, no. Because what? The team with 4 wins can make that. 4 wins is in the playoff race right now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so
So
everyone would be in it next day if it was next year's
you go on a
thing already.
slide. Well, everyone's in it at this point of the year anyways.
I
It's
know,
only
I know.
nine games in. I
I
know y'all hate the
know.
playoff format, but just chill. Come on now.
It's not even Labor Day yet. And by the
Exactly.
way, hold on, sorry, Winnipeg only plays Saskatchewan twice this year. They play Edmonton and Calgary 3 times.
I think parity is the most surprising thing in the first half of the season. This West division is crazy. I get it; it's usually tight, but it's just it's just who knows who's winning and when, which is great for the league, great for their TV contract next year, hopefully. And some of these TV crews that they're starting to announce sounds pretty cool, like with Chris Strevler, possibly,
Yeah,
and maybe Zach Claros if he retires.
yeah, I think Zach is probably done. Just even watching him throw last game, I felt like he was laboring or really kind of more shot putting the ball than actually throwing it last game.
Also, his O line sucked, and he got smoked.
He did, but it was even before
It's
he got smoked
crazy.
there.
Like, come on now.
I
Give
mean,
the
you
guy
don't.
some time. Give the old guy some time. And if you can't give him time, run the ball. It's ridiculous.
Who would be calling pass protection in those things? It's got to be Claros or it's got to be the center, someone. Because on that play, no one picked that guy up. And Brady was blocking someone else, so it's like everyone was accounted for in a way. So I don't know how you let a guy go like that.
Which team's record is the biggest lie? I'm going to go BC Lions. I think they are better than their record shows. Rourke started slow, but now he's kind of getting back into the groove. And then he got injured, not just starting slow, but then he got injured. They're finding a solid running game with this Horvat guy. Their defense is there. They're near the top of the league. Like, they don't let folks score touchdowns either. They don't let folks get first downs. They don't let folks start with good field position. And if they start winning the turnover battle, they are going to be a really tough team in the West. They're probably going to be the team that everyone expected to see at the beginning of the year. So I'm going to say BC is better than the record, or they're the biggest lie. Their record's the biggest lie.
Yeah, I actually agree with you. I got them written down as well. BC at 4-5, and it wasn't the cleanest game against Calgary. And who knows, with VA getting hurt, what would have happened in that game? Because Calgary had a chance late in that game as well. But like you say, they're not. No, they don't necessarily need to rely on Rourke winning the game for them, especially with the way Horvath is running. You still got Butler there to come in every other play. So yeah, their offense is definitely going to get better and better. Keon Hatcher had a wicked game too last week. So yeah, I can see them just getting better and better now their work gets back into a rhythm. And like you say, that defense, Calgary did move the ball on them, but that defense shut it down when they needed to. And I know it was the backup QB, but they had a big interception late in that game to seal that as well. So it'll be interesting run. Like Saskatchewan's 6-3, Bombers are 5-4. They're only a game behind Saskatchewan for second place right now.
Yeah.
And you got 2 big games coming up with them. So if they can even split against Montreal and Edmonton, you're going into those games with a chance to possibly pop into second. But yeah, it's going to be a tight race these last 9 games of the season for each team.
If the playoffs started today, which team would you least like to face?
Well, I'm going to stick just to the West because I could cross over, but I'm going to stick to the West teams, and I'm going to go with the Elks. I know they were a bit up and down over the last couple of weeks of this season, or last couple, yeah. But a huge win against Toronto. They battled Saskatchewan well, splitting a series with them. And I think Fajardo is kind of getting more in rhythm with his wide receivers. Austin Mack was obviously a huge pickup for Edmonton. Rankin's kind of fallen down a bit, not off that crazy stats that he was started off with, but I don't think I'd want to face them. And hopefully I'm wrong. And this week the Bombers can knock them off. But right now, Edmonton's looking a little bit scary.
I'm going to go with Montreal. There's just too much.
I agree there too.
Jason Moss. No one gives that guy, I don't think, enough credit, or maybe I just not hearing people give him enough credit. But he's having a great season. I'm gonna go just Montreal. Edmonton's good too. What's Cody Fajardo's record in the playoffs?
Not the greatest, but I mean, he did win a Grey Cup recently. I said he won a Grey Cup recently, did he not?
Yeah, I know. Never mind.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's not bad, I guess. Not bad.
What?
Cody Fajardo's record.
No, he got a cup.
Yeah. And now you can't take that away from him, right? So.
No, and you can't say that Winnipeg always dominates him in the playoffs either.
Yeah.
He did was in Saskatchewan, though.
Yes.
CFL fans, if the playoffs start today, which team would you least like to face today? I can't say today for some reason. And which team also is which team's record is the biggest lie? Smash the subscribe button. Benny, do you have anything to say to our friends?
You know what? Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow, and go Bombers go.
Yeah, it is a big game this week. But hey,
huge game.
What's their record on the road?
They're undefeated, right?
3-0?
Yeah.
All right, then. Come on, go into Edmonton. It'd be nice if Edmonton can get 30,000 fans. Who knows? I don't think they will, but they'll try.
What is it? Friday night, right?
Friday night football tonight. They don't use that no more, do they?
Not that I can think of, no.
They should do that on a retro night, and I don't know where else. All right. And on that note, in the words of Ed Whalen, in the meantime and in between time, that's it. Another edition of Ray and Benny Talk Sports. Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Benny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.